In an environment demanding instant reactions, some people choose to pause. While everyone else races to fill the silence, they simply sit back and watch. Modern society rarely rewards this kind of stillness. Deliberate silence is often categorized as social hesitation, awkwardness, or even a lack of intellectual pace. A deep thinker's pause is a period of intense data management. They are indexing every environmental shift and social nuance within the room simultaneously. Psychologists label this behavior high-trait introspection. It is a constant, involuntary scanning of both the room and their own internal reactions, searching for meaning in the smallest details. This quiet exterior is the necessary side effect of a mind operating at its limit. It creates a persistent friction for those navigating a world that values surface-level speed. This reveals the first major paradox, the severe contrast between a perfectly quiet exterior and the rapid-fire neural activity occurring inside. This map shows the default mode network. These specific nodes become hyperactive when a person is resting. In a deep thinker, this translates multiple layers of a conversation, registering literal words alongside micro-expressions, vocal shifts, and hidden subtext. Running this internal software requires a tremendous amount of energy. It's the exact same neural circuitry that drives creative output, deep memory recall, and complex imagination. This heavy processing load makes small talk physically draining. They engage in conversation to achieve a specific level of profound connection, rather than just filling the silence. Supreme self-awareness introduces a second paradox. The ability to observe your own mind often results in a cycle of chronic self-doubt. This is metacognition, the psychological ability to step outside of yourself, watch your thoughts form, and analyze their patterns. This tool allows them to break down abstract emotions, categorizing invisible feelings into a logical internal map. However, the mechanism has a flaw. When the brain attempts to solve an abstract question that lacks a concrete answer, it generates endless mental noise, trapping the system in a state of rumination. This level of internal analysis can make it difficult to experience the simple, unobserved joy of just existing in the present. The final paradox involves the simultaneous fusion of analytical logic and intense emotional sensitivity. This is depth processing, a tendency to encode highly standard everyday experiences with rich emotional meaning. If we look at this schematic of the brain, we see thick neural pathways bridging the gap between analytical centers and emotional centers. The logic and the feeling are physically wired together. Recalling a memory triggers a full sensory retrieval. A deep thinker experiences the specific emotional atmosphere of a past moment alongside the objective facts of what happened. Because of this integrated wiring, they lack a mental off switch for sensitivity. They process the sharpest edges of an experience as a matter of biological necessity, even when the input is painful. It is a mistake to label this mental hum as standard anxiety. Worrying about Taro's schedule is entirely different from questioning the underlying nature of reality. Existential thinking requires emotional complexity, the capacity to hold completely opposing emotions, like profound grief and intense joy, at the same time without confusion. The individuals responsible for identifying the laws of physics and the subconscious relied on this specific combination of depth processing and existential inquiry. This mind architecture allowed them to map the geography of the human psyche, identifying the subtle patterns that others often overlooked. The mental engine that generates noise on a Tuesday afternoon is the same mechanism that identifies the invisible threads connecting seemingly unrelated human experiences. For a deep thinker, peace comes from practicing presence rather than hunting down every elusive answer. They anchor their minds by externalizing their thoughts, translating internal loops into tangible art, writing, or highly vulnerable interpersonal connections. We live in an environment that rewards speed and certainty. In an age of instant opinions, the willingness to sit with complexity is its own distinct kind of light. Maintaining this level of internal complexity provides the resolution needed to observe reality accurately. In a world of fast opinions, this capacity for deep processing ensures that the subtle nuances of human experience remain visible.